Class. So today we are still continuing with miracles performed by Jesus. So we'll look at miracles of power over nature. That Jesus calms a storm. Come also we'll see another miracle whereby Jesus healed a woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into today's lesson. So this is coming from Luke 8, verse 22 to 25. Jesus calms a storm. So here we are going to narrate what happened on the wreck. So one day Jesus and his disciples got into the boat, and he said to them, "Let's go across to the other side of the lake." As they were sailing, Jesus fell asleep. Suddenly, a strong wind started blowing on the lake, and the boat began to fill with water, so that they were all in great danger. The disciples went to Jesus and woke him up. They said, Master, we are about to die." So Jesus got up and gave an order to the wind and the stormy water. They died down, and there was a great calm. Then Jesus said to the disciples, "Where is your faith?" So this is what happened. Jesus and his disciples are traveling through the water. So as they are traveling, Jesus got asleep. He fell asleep. Then a storm arose on the lake. As the storm arose, his disciples were afraid, but they ran to him as he was sleeping. So Jesus calmed the storm by ordering it to be still, and he questioned his disciples where their faith was. So we have the reaction of the disciples when Jesus calmed the storm. One, they were amazed. That was the first reaction. Two, they were filled with fear. And three, they asked each other what kind of a man Jesus was, that nature listened to his orders. So you can see that here, these disciples of Jesus, they lacked faith, right? Sure. They lacked faith. That is why they were screaming, calling on Jesus, because if they indeed had faith, they could have ordered the storm on their own, but they failed to do so. So we have reasons why Jesus calmed the storm on the lake. He wanted to show the importance of faith. That is the first one. Jesus wanted to show his disciples how significant it is to have faith. He wanted to show that he has power over nature and evil. Yeah. So that was the power over nature and evil, because the storm in real life symbolizes troubles, challenges, demonic attacks. So that's what was happening here. He wanted to show that he creates order, like Yesu ndamini anavanga create laws of all laws of nature were created by him. Therefore, they can listen to him. That's what Jesus wanted to show. So that is about Jesus calms the storm. Then we have Jairus' daughter and the woman who touched Jesus' cloak. This is Luke 8, verse 40 to 56. So we'll look into it. So first of all, we'll talk about the woman who touched Jesus' cloak. Then in the next lesson, we'll talk about Jairus' daughter. So at Luke 8, verse 40, Jesus was going to the house of Jairus, and the crowd of people surrounded him. Among them was a woman who had suffered from a severe bleeding for 12 years. Then touched the edge of Jesus' cloak, and her bleeding stopped at once. Jesus asked for the one who touched him, but everyone denied. He knew that someone touched him when power went out. So this is what happened when the woman reached out to Jesus and touched the cloak of Jesus. Mkanjo wake uja wa Yesu akuti Yesu anamva kuti mphamvu zake zina zachoka, ndi anadabwa kuti wandikhuza sonanga ndindani. The woman saw that she had been found out, so she came while trembling and threw herself at the feet of Jesus. Jesus commended the woman for her faith and made her well. Nde akunena kuti Yesu wafunsa zimayi analimba mtima ndikupita ukanena kuti ndine amene ndakukhuzani, anakaziponya. So she went there while trembling, and reaction ina, she threw herself on her feet. So Jesus commended the woman for her faith that made her well. In short, Yesu ananena kuti, get up my daughter, your faith has saved you. Your faith has saved you. Actually, these many also. So reasons why the woman may have come to Jesus trembling, because we saw this woman coming trembling. So here might be some of the reasons. She was afraid of the public when it would be discovered that she was unclean. Remember, she was suffering from severe bleeding. So women with severe bleeding were considered unclean. You know this thing. So anazonena kuti anthu ndikuradza kuti I am unclean, and according to the laws of the Jews, zimayi amene ali bleeding chonchicha apena period amatengedwa kuti sakuyeneka akhale pagulu ndi anthu, because she was considered unclean. Utatha kwapanganso anthu unclean, and she had made Jesus unclean by touching him. So she was afraid, so maybe I've made Jesus unclean. You see, women were not allowed to come into public. That's what I'm saying. I was just saying recently. And Jesus had discovered that she had touched his cloak. So there are 4 suggestions. 1, she was afraid of the crowd, the group of people. 2, she made Jesus unclean by touching him. Things like those. Komanso azimayi sameneka apite pagulu ngati ali unclean choncho, anaonanso kuti imene yonso ndi vuto. 8, Jesus had discovered, it was like, it would be a shame thing, because iye amati wapanga mobisa, then it has been revealed by Jesus himself kuti no, somebody touched me. That is why she was trembling. Then we have why Jewish describe the Jewish treatment of women. So ababa ndinkani yongonjezera kunena kuti tizikhala tikudziwa kunena kuti amafusa ngati amene pasokolo pake. So azimayi, according to the Jewish society, they could not testify in court. Samaloledwa kayika umboni ku court. In the temple, their place was with slaves and children. It means women were considered as slaves and children. They were not obliged to play. It means they were not supposed to play. They could not attend school. They were remaining uneducated. Rabbis were not seen with women in public. It means a rabbi, this is a teacher. So a teacher was not supposed to stand with women in public. So reasons why Luke has a special interest in Jesus' attitude towards women. Ababa tikuona kunena kuti mmene Yesu amakhalira ndi azimayi, it is different with Ayuda ena amakhalira. Tinaona ngalina yake, there is this certain woman who came and with oil kumanthira Yesu pagulu zimene sizololedwa, because Jesus was a rabbi as well. Ndakuthiridwa pagulu anthu ena anapanga consider Jesus kuti wapanga zinthu zosatani zosayenera. So ndichifukwa chani Yesu amakhala mosiyana kapena amapanga treat azimayi mosiyana ndi anthu ena? 1, it fits Jesus universalism. Jesus universalism, it means Jesus came for everybody, a child, a woman, a man. Palibe zokonderaso kuti azibambo apa azimayi apa. 2, it fits Jesus' preference for the downtrodden. Downtrodden, we are looking at people who were underestimated. The Yesu amapanga prefer anthu amene anthu akwapanga underestimate kapena they are taken as unimportant. Komanso Luke may had in mind Gentile leaders who had higher regard for women than Jews. Luke nayenso polemba buku lakeli mwina mutu mwake amaganizirako za mitundu ina yomwe si Ayuda imene imalemekeza azimayi kapena imatenga azimayi ngati anthu ofunikira. So that is about reasons why Luke has special interest in Jesus' attitude towards women. And in the last part we have questions. Awa ni mafunso ndithunira kuti at least tiyese kuyankha patoka ndi mafunso onda amenewo. Number 1, why did Jesus ask who touched me? Number 2, how did Peter respond to Jesus' question? Number 3, how did the woman react when it was discovered that she had touched Jesus? Number 4, how did Jesus respond to the woman's reaction? Number 5, for how long had the woman been ill? Number 6, what was the woman suffering from? Number 7, how was the woman healed? So this is exercise that we're supposed to do today. Thank you very much for your attention.